Hello friends, welcome back to Tales and Tales with Brittany. My name's Brittany. This is a Mr. Bean in a basket, and today I'm going to be going over my November recap. In the month of November, I read 4 books and 1 novella. I read a total of 2,705 pages. I listened to a total of 101 audio hours. And 4 of my reads were 4.5 stars and above. That's pretty good. The first book that I finished in the month of November was The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I was obsessed with this book. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. It was everything I wanted it to be. I loved it so much that I spent probably 3 months trying to read this book. This book follows Sybil, who is one of 6 diviners who tells the future by drowning. She tells the future of the new king of this world, and this results in the whole world kind of developing on into chaos. The diviners start disappearing one by one until it's only Sybil left, and a rather improper, ignoble knight comes along, and they have a lovely little infatuation together, of course. Absolutely love the story that this took us on. Very unique magic system, very unique world, very gothic, very prosy, very beautiful. I have read One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig before and absolutely devoured that. Love kind of her take on entering into the more adult romanticy type, and very excited to continue on in book 2 when it comes out next year. I did end up reading this only 4.5 stars. Honestly, if I had been able to binge this all at one time, as it was really begging me to do so, I probably would have rated a good 5 to 6 stars, but because there was something in me that kept me from wanting to pick it back up, I knocked off that 0.5 star. I finished 2 of the Green Rider books in the month of November. I have finished the 6th book, Firebrand, and the 7th book, Winterlight. Overall, really have been enjoying my reread of this series. Depending on kind of the book, it's either will take me a little bit longer than anticipated, or in the case of Winterlight, I think I read that book in probably only 7 days, which is definitely saying something considering it's 848 pages long. Luckily, because I have read the book before, it is a series I am able to listen to at a very faster audio speed. Probably one of the only audiobooks that I can listen to at 2.5 times speed. Overall, really enjoyed my reread of both of those books. Rated both of those rereads 4.5 stars. 4th book that I read in the month of November is The Will of the Many by James Islington. Absolutely devoured this book. It was so good. Probably the best written book that I've read in a very long time. This book follows Viz. He is a secret prince in disguise. Everyone thinks this prince is in fact dead. His kind of kingdom has fallen. He is determined in this world to not kind of succeed to what is considered the hierarchy. Essentially, it is a power system of magic that is kind of very much a multi-level marketing-esque power, where one person speaks to another person, the next person to another person, and kind of as you go up, there's a lot less people under them. Our lovely little Prince Viz, he gets adopted, and he is essentially sent into a school to spy on what's going on. Kind of beyond that, it's kind of a whirlwind of a ride. It's wonderful fun. It's extremely well written. There's found friendships. There is sadness. There is kind of healing over kind of what has happened in the past. And oh my goodness, that ending. Definitely need to get myself on into reading the sequel, The Strength of the Few, as everyone who I know who has read it has kind of rated it either 4 or 5 stars. So still pretty high, just not as high as kind of The Will of the Many. Did read a novella called Hazel and Grey by Nick Stone. This is a novella that is part of the Faraway collection by Amazon Originals, which is essentially a modern day retelling of different fairy tales. Hazel and Grey specifically is a modern day retelling of Hansel and Gretel. Overall, I did not enjoy this novella. If it hadn't been such a short little short story, and I think the audio was probably only 59 minutes. It was really short, and I listened to it really quickly while kind of dissociating. If it hadn't been that short, I probably would have DNF'd it and not kind of continued on. But overall, I did end up rating Hazel and Grey 2.5 stars. So I have carried 4 books over into the month of December. Hopefully this will be the last month that I am carrying these books over. I am determined to not roll any books over into 2026. I want to either be having 1 book in progress kind of at the very, very end of December, and that can roll over. I don't want these multiple books to be rolling over. I just want to get these books done and read, especially when some of these have been reading them for quite some time. So the first book that I am rolling over is Dracula. I was reading this via the Dracula Daily method. At this point, I am at the 68% in the audiobook, which I think turns out to be the kind of the entry for October 2nd. So let's just say I'm about 3 months behind on this kind of daily read. I'm determined to finish this book because I've gotten so far into this. Definitely want to know kind of the context of Dracula, see how it kind of portrays into the popular culture. I will definitely need to kind of either watch a depiction of or an adaptation of Dracula, or kind of listen to kind of a very abridged version that's like 1 to 2 hours in order to actually understand what the heck I actually read. Things are definitely picking up right now in the book where I currently am, but there is just something about this classic that is, it's not doing it for me. Probably would have been better maybe to have read a kind of a brief summary beforehand to know kind of everything that is going on, rather than kind of going through it for the first time in this like a little bit a day method. I am also carrying over Tress of the Emerald Sea. This is my 3rd read through of this book. I will say I haven't touched this book in probably a month, so I think it's probably going to be the last book that I end up wrapping up at the end of the year, which will be a nice kind of wrap up for me. I think I'm only on about chapter 8, if I'm looking correctly, so I still have a fair bit to go in my reread. I also am carrying over The Prince of Secrets by A.J. Lancaster. This is the 2nd book in the Stario series. This series follows an estate that is in the mortal realm, but has been fey touched. It has magic to it, and kind of the main character, or kind of there is a lord that kind of has what's called land sense, in that kind of they can listen to the world, and there's a whole bunch of drama that's happening, a whole bunch of drama occurring. There's fey all over the place. There is potentially broken engagements. There's broken promises. Overall, enjoying this book so far. It is the 2nd book in the series, so I don't want to go kind of too much in depth on the actual kind of storyline, but I'm definitely enjoying it so far. It's definitely giving more of a cozy historical vibe, and it's just something that's a little bit different that I'm enjoying for this time of year. Kind of been slowly reading through this book. It's not kind of a book that I want to read kind of as the sole book that I'm currently reading and kind of binging it and being too much of reading for it. The last book that I'm carrying over into the month of December is Barbarian Prize. This is, I believe, the 5th book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. Overall, I've really enjoyed these books. They are quick reads. Essentially, I do have to be in a specific kind of mood to want to read it, so that's why I haven't finished this book despite having 95 audio minutes left to listen to it, so pretty much completely very close to the end, and I really should just kind of wrap it on up, but we'll see. At some point I will listen to them. They'll probably only need to take me kind of 1 listening session to actually get that book done. So at some point that will happen. Who knows? Will that happen on the last day of the year? Potentially, but watch the space and we'll find out. Thank you so much for joining me today as I reviewed my November reads. I hope you have a wonderful day, whether it's morning, noon, or night, and I hope you are enjoying the holiday season. Take care.